Prevention, everyday action, and especially when we're thinking of the concept of heroes, it's the unseen work that we do. Prevention is that upstream movement, and so a lot of our work is unseen, unheard, untalked about. And so when you're in a collective space, it is about bringing all of those pieces together and those people to be seen and feel valued, and knowing that we are having a larger impact, even if it feels small sometimes in our everyday work.
Prevention and action. See, I like to think about it from like a youth perspective, and like how do we help the kids and the children and their families and their support systems. Once a child or a young person turns 15 and they have not had any use of substances, they're less likely as an adult to use substances. So prevention and action is really reaching out to young people, making sure their voices are heard, and making sure we're collaborating with them, that they don't feel left out in this work that we're doing.
Prevention to me means meeting people where they're at, ensuring that basic needs are met, that folks feel a sense of authentic partnership, that they feel honored in their spirit and their life journey.
One of the things that come into mind when I think of everyday heroes are the people here in this space right now, and also amazing preventionists out there.
Really, what prevention is not only preventing bad things from happening, but also creating healing and leaving that healing energy in place of pain.
I just left an incredible session where we talked about collaborating in the community. We use all these really big fancy words and jargon and prevention, which is good and it's necessary, but how it's important to get down to like realness of it all. Like, what is it that we do? How do we talk about it with community partners, funders, whomever, so that people can connect with the work that we do and the importance of it?
We did a presentation called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where we shared personal prevention stories about how things can be good, how things can be bad, how sometimes things can get ugly. All about connection, maintaining psychological safety, learning from your mistakes.
We talked about the concepts and the ways in which we measure the good and also trying to prevent the bad. Right?
So I've worked in this space for 20 plus years, working with at-risk youth and communities who are impacted by systems. One of the things that I want us to know is that you have to pour into yourself. If not, then you're operating from an empty cup. Well, if you're not at your best, then your clients don't receive the best version of you.
As a preventionist and being in the field so long, we don't take care of ourselves because we're just such output for all of our people. We take a second to ground ourselves and to remember we have to be good to do the good work.
We're providing support to the people who are doing the work every day. We always talk about compassion fatigue and burnout and how we can do things and practices we can do on our own. But what CARS does is create a community where we can really address burnout, where we can really talk to one another and have peer-to-peer exchange. We create those very special spaces for the people doing the work. That they're not alone in this work, even if they're on small teams or maybe a team of one, that there are people all around the state that is their support system.
I hope that this space fortifies folks, helps them feel they are holding the work amongst comrades, and they get to be with each other, feel each other's energy, feel inspired by the work one another are doing, and feels a little less daunting when we step out of the conference.
One of my biggest takeaways is to just keep showing up and being my authentic self. I think that when I show up as my authentic self, I feel like people really receive it, community really knows it. It doesn't show up as me trying to be somebody that people need me to be, but who I am, and just meeting them in the middle.
What I appreciate being here is that I'm here with my colleagues, I'm here with my friends. We talked, we laughed, we cried a little bit. They encouraged me to keep going. Working with people that you love is medicine, is prevention. So get out there and connect with folks.
The thing that is an affirmation that my father told me, if it is to be, it is up to me.
Keep doing the good things. Your work matters. Keep at it.
We're all in this together. Sometimes we get lost in the work and we forget that there's a community of people in the state and across the country that are experiencing and doing the same thing. We need to remind ourselves that we have each other's back.
Connect and do things like come to these types of conventions. It's so inspiring to see other people in the same fields doing the same type of work. Those interactions really just help drive you to want to stay.
It's not goodbyes, it's until next time. It's a continuity of the work. Through our work, we'll help erase and change cycles of violence, cycles of pain, cycles of poverty, but then we'll move on to the next phase of our work. So that's what I think is really important.